Hello and welcome to Cambridge Soccer Cards, a special episode for Cambridge Soccer Cards, and especially sort of me in particular as a big Futera nut. We've finally got the busiest man in the hobby and the metaverse, Adam from Futera, onto the podcast to discuss sort of the new Futera United NFT, what to expect, and it won't be much hobby. This is sort of an NFT chat, hopefully, but if we have time, because Adam's a busy man. We've locked him down for half an hour. We'll try and get the NFT chat ready so we can prepare for the new year when we own a football club. So Adam, how are you? You good?
I'm good. I'm not like. I mean, I'm sure Mark Zuckerberg's busier than me.
No, that's what do it for, didn't he?
Then Derek says he's not. No, but then he hasn't got a 3-year-old, so that's what takes up more than my time. But no, I mean. Early starts at the moment, mate. So as I was saying to you earlier on messaging, like once we get to this time in the evening, my brain stops functioning. I think it's what happens when you kind of work for a company that's based in a different time zone. So yeah, that's the lay of the land at the moment. But it's all good, mate. It's all good. So yeah, I'll do me best.
You tell me to move out yet or not?
I just realised, by the way, Mark's going to kill me. I've got like I shan't say the name of the brand, but you can all see that if you're watching on YouTube. And you've got your Futera jacket on, and I actually haven't, and I work for Futera, so that's bad, isn't it?
Repping for us, don't worry.
What's your hoodie say, Derek?
Oh, just Spotify.
Spotify. Oh, he's got a Spotify hoodie on. Fair enough.
Touching all bases.
Yeah.
Do you want to just kick off and give us a quick overview then of Futera United?
Yeah, of course I can. Yeah. So Futera United is an NFT project. I assume that the people listening to this are now aware of NFTs and what NFTs are. So I won't go into too much detail on that. But what I will say is that what we're trying to do with Futera United is, a term that we like to use is we are attempting to democratize football. We're going to democratize football. So what we are saying that if you purchase, if you mint one of our NFTs, you will get the opportunity to vote on key decisions within a real life football club based in Bangkok. So you'll get to, as a community, the community will get to vote on decisions to steer the club in a certain direction. So that might be on who plays for the club, which players we choose in trials. All of this is going to be shown on our platform, obviously. Community people who are in the community, NFT holders, are going to see all of this content. So you're going to be able to see the players. We're going to run them through trials. You're going to get to choose, who the squad is in the end. Then, what jersey we're going to wear. Potentially in the future transfers that we make. Everything, even down to tactical stuff as well. The community will have a say on. So yeah, it's a bit ballsy. It's very Futera-esque. We like to do things differently, but we have the ability to do this. It's something we have actually executed successfully previously. Gents, in 2013, we had a team that was managed by the collectors, our card collectors at that time. I think looking back on that, we were a little bit too early. Now with the blockchain, it means we can really take a project like this to the next level. It gives us that opportunity. So yeah, in a nutshell, that's what Futera United is in terms of how the NFTs interact with the real world. Then on the flip side from that, you have what you'll be able to do with your NFT. So we've come up with this thing where we're like, okay, when we hit when we've sold, what did I put on Discord today, George? Did you see it? So when we've sold, when we've sold out, we're going to introduce storification. So your NFT will take a life of its own fundamentally. So it will become like its own living thing within the metaverse, so it will have its own life. So your player, your male or female player, will then play every week for your club, because there are clubs within the overriding Futera United community. So there are virtual clubs. So your NFT will be allocated to a certain club, and then there'll be other people who will have NFTs that belong to that team. And then that player will, you won't have to do anything per se. You can just watch. You'll just get a notification every day of like what the player is doing, so how they trained, if they've picked up an injury, and then on match day, how they get on. And certain players will go on to be like icons of the Futera United universe, and there'll be mega players, and others won't. They'll fall by the wayside. Some of them will have checkered careers and go out drinking before before a big match and smash their Lamborghini up, and it'll be all over the papers the next day. And you'll wake up and you'll be like, "Oh no, my NFT's like crashed his car, or my NFT's out for 6 months." So yeah, we're going to create a whole kind of world around the NFTs. So that, in a nutshell, is my attempt to condense what we're doing down to a quick sentence.
How's that storification like going to be implemented? Is that like all coded, or you got like script writers, or how do you go about creating that world and making it happen then?
So we're all pretty creative within the organization. I don't think that we'll necessarily need to employ script writers. I suppose we can come up with ideas all day. Mark and I are incredibly creative, just our nature. Sometimes a little bit too creative as well. I think he'll probably admit this as well. We kind of have a tendency to kind of be like, right, let's just kind of get involved in the creativity, and then sometimes think, how are we actually going to do this now? But in a good way, and that's why we've got different characters within the business to kind of pull us back. So and say, guys, right, if we're going to do that, we need to do X, Y, and Z. People like Gwen are very good at that, and some of the other guys now we've got involved with NFTs. We've partnered obviously with the guys over at Top Dog Beach Club, and early on, Derek, in that relationship, they've been quite good at saying, that's a great idea, here's how we would do that. And that's
okay.
Mark and I kind of, that works for Mark and I, so that's good. So, and then we probably will have we'll have coders involved at that point when we get to the storification part, to actually make sure we can execute on what it is that we want to do. But the creativity part is not going to be a problem. I think the only problem in that regard would be just us finding the time to kind of create these narratives. But it's something that I think we'd all love to do. And
sounds brilliant.
I'm already thinking about it. Like every time someone asks me about it, I just go off on a tangent on what the NFT could do, because the world within the digital realm, like we've done remember as well, guys, we've done a game before. So we've actually done this before again. So we've got a bit of kind of history here. So with the World Football cards, they used to have a code on the back. You used to be able to put the code in, and the player would appear on the game, and you'd play other teams. So we've got experience here. So we're pretty confident that we'll smash that, and that's going to be another element. So you're going to have the real life Futera United Football Club. The aim with that is that in 10 to 15 years time, I'm probably being a bit optimistic saying a decade, but within 15 years time, we want to win the Asian Champions League with Futera United. That would be an amazing story. That's the dream. That's our North Star. And then on the flip side, obviously, we're going to invest heavily in the metaverse and the digital space. And your NFT is actually going to take on a life of its own, as I said. So it's really cool stuff. And with I just got to say, lads, thanks for having me on. With the whole kind of NFT thing, I think the easiest thing for us to have done as a trading card company is just to produce like NFT versions of
100%. Yeah.
Like that's what we could have done, and we'd have done all right. But we looked at it and we were like, no.
It's not Futera, though, is it? It's not Futera if you did that.
No, probably not, George. But also, one thing that I kept on reading about when I first became exposed to NFTs, and I was trying to work out just in my personal life, like, okay, which ones of these are going to hang around in the future? It was like, right, okay, I feel like the successful projects in the future are going to be the ones with utility, the NFTs with utility, and the ones that are going to be able to create, because it's so community focused. And it's the same, I was on, I put this on the Discord, on our Discord, by the way, which I'm sure you guys will share a link to that, or I'll jump in when we share this on socials and put a link to our Discord. But I was in a Spaces, earlier, just doing some work, and I had it on in the background, and Naval, who is quite a prominent philosopher, is big into like the kind of crypto metaverse thing. And he was saying, he was talking about Bitcoin, and he said how Bitcoin's kind of, or cryptocurrencies, and NFT projects, they kind of take on, like, the community becomes almost like a cult, for want of a good word, like, and that's when you know they're not going anywhere. Then it's like there are people on, if you go onto Twitter, that talk about Bitcoin as though it's like their religion in a way, like it's, you know, they're massive advocates of it, and they're fully invested in what Bitcoin is, to use that as an example. Well, I think the best NFT projects are the ones that are going to be able to manifest that. That's what we're trying to do. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to put as much in place so we can bring that community together. And then in the future, you guys can, like, go and talk about it to all your friends and feel kind of like, oh, I'm involved in something here. And imagine, and again, you know, 15 years time, I was winning the Asian Champions League is a, you know, it sounds crazy as I'm saying it. It sounds kind of just crazy. But imagine if we did that. And you guys were involved from the start, and we all went on that journey together. That's massive. Imagine us, like, in 15 years' time, all of us flying out to wherever that was. You know, we're like, oh my God, we're in the final, wherever that final might be in 15 years' time, and winning it, and then be like, we went on this journey together, and now we've just won the Asian Champions League. Like,
picking the team for the final will be tough.
yeah, that's true. Well, maybe it'd be played in the metaverse somewhere. But the point is that, like, I think that they're going to be the best NFT projects are the ones that are going to be able to do that. So that's what we're trying to strive towards.
You can see the community growing as well, can't you? In the Discord, you can see it as every day it's just building and building and building.
Slowly, Derek.
Yeah,
I'd like it to be growing a lot quicker. I think as a marketeer, I kind of take responsibility for that. Even though Mark frequently says, it's not just on you. Like, there are multiple people involved. Like, we're all going to live and die by this. But obviously, they're my metrics. Yeah. So I'm like, if it's not growing at the extent that I think it should do, then I get a bit frustrated by that. But, you know, you've got to, Rome wasn't built in a day, as they say. So as you say, we are starting to see a little bit more interaction now. And I'm having more things to talk about as well. So that's good.
That's the key thing. It's having that constant engagement with new stuff to keep building and building on what you're releasing. It keeps the interest going, doesn't it? Keeps it hot.
Of course. And obviously you're the first competition winner. So that was completely random. When you came out, I was like, "Oh no, people think this is that we've stitched this, but we haven't. I promise." You know, we're an honest bunch here.
I'm chuffed for that. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Can I take you back to the storyline? Just
of course you can, George.
So you were saying that you just wake up and your NFT has done this, done that. Is there a way that you can affect how your NFT lives? Say if you like log on each day, then your NFT might be better. Can you achieve objectives? Will it be like a sort of Football Manager where like for me, I wouldn't be as key. I'd be good, but I wouldn't be checking it. I'm more like the football club and that. Whereas I know Will, who couldn't be with us, he would be a lot with the storyline, and if he could have an effect on how his player plays and how it does, he's more like FIFA, Football Manager. So is there a way you can affect how your NFT performs in the metaverse?
That question, but I've just realised I've got a Futera t-shirt on underneath. So let me take. There you go, lads. Look, I'm not. There you go. Mark can't moan at me tomorrow now for not wearing Futera jersey. They are. Yeah, at the moment, George. Sorry to cut you off mid-flow there, mate, but I got where you were going with that. At the moment, we're kind of talking about it as a bit of a passive thing. Like, you don't actually like control your. That might change. It changes all the time in regards to new ideas come about, or we speak to Top Dog Beach Club and they're like, guys, you could do this. And we're like, oh, okay, well, that affects that. But at the moment, the way that we see it is the analogy I've been using is it's like a Tamagotchi. You remember, George, how old are you?
I know Tamagotchi. I'm 25.
Okay, George knows Tamagotchi. I know Derek. Derek, with respect, I know you know what a Tamagotchi is.
I know what it is.
I know what a Tamagotchi is.
Like with them, like you fed and like watered them, didn't you? And if you didn't look after it, it died. So I'm just thinking
Yeah, that's true. So maybe Tamagotchi is the wrong analogy because the way that when Mark and I have had these conversations, we've spoken like about it internally. We've just kind of said like it just kind of it's going off and doing its own thing, but you're being notified. And you kind of like, it's like the luck of the draw in a way. Like if you mint one NFT, you could drop on like, a future star, or you could get just a journeyman. Like you don't know, and that's kind of the beauty of it. But maybe there will be more things in the future that we can add in where actually you can do certain things to affect, the potential of your player. Yeah. So at the moment, mate, it's kind of a bit more of a passive thing, but that's what's beautiful about it. So you don't actually have to do anything with it. You don't have to be on watching it all the time. So someone like you could just check in on yours, or maybe you have got a notification on your phone. You get a notification every morning, which gives you an update on how he's trained or she's trained, or
I just know that some people would maybe join in if they had the way of playing with it. If you know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe there are. Hey, one thing we are going to do though, which is really unique, and I don't think there's another project that's done this. And I'm going to talk about it more when I can give people more concrete details. But I spoke about this on the Spaces event the other night, actually, or Paul did from Top Dog Beach Club. But so there's an issue in the NFT space where NFTs with non-white characteristics are valued less in terms of how much people pay for them. Like the ones with all the white characteristics are like kind of like valued higher on average. He was saying so. So we were like, okay, right, how can we kind of counteract this and ensure that it doesn't happen with our project? So what you're actually going to be able to do is when you mint your NFT, you're going to be able to actually like determine like the skin color of the NFT, and that's something really unique that hasn't been done before in any other project. So that's something kind of nice that we're going to put in place. I'll provide more details on that, but that's something that we're looking at doing. So you are going to be able to kind of, I suppose, in a way, modify your NFT to an extent. Within the realms of like what's acceptable for an NFT to do, but that's something that we're gonna look at. And then also another thing that I've not spoken about at all, really, guys, which I've got to get some stuff out on is the female NFTs that we're doing. So there's not, I can't quote you the exact numbers off the top of my head, but there's a substantial amount of female NFTs that we're going to release as well, and they're going to be they look excellent. I'll tell you what I'll do tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll release some images of what they look like, because as we are passionate about the women's game, and so that's exciting as well.
I apologise for my camera moving. I had a little stand set up because I couldn't go in the office upstairs because little man's asleep, and it fell over mid. So I've sorted.
I just carried on talking, mate. I just ignored it. I
took my car mount out of the car and I like stuck it onto the table and just slowly the like jelly was coming away. We'll sort it now. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Do you see the artwork changing much, or are you pretty locked down with what you've got at the moment?
Yeah, we're pretty locked down with what we've got at the moment, Derek. That's not going to change too much. We're just kind of ironing out the creases, so the guys are working through them. I was looking at some again today. There's like little kind of tweaks that we need to make, but it's really cool because we've got. Have you seen like the little vintage ones that you're going to be able to
I'll have to go with a tash and a pipe.
Yeah. Then you got vampires, you've got zombies as well. So they're really rare, so there's not going to be as many of them. And if you land one of them, you're going to be well chuffed. But yeah, we've got some wicked traits. Some of them are hilarious as well. And then actually, I saw one the other day that was a female women's one, and she was. I must say, I'm a married man, but she was adorable. And I said to Mark, I'm going to marry her in the metaverse. I think she was like Marilyn Monroe-esque. So
Jessica Rabbit.
Honestly, she looked like Marilyn Monroe in a PSG. It wasn't a PSG shirt, obviously, but like it, that the jerseys that the NFTs are wearing are inspired by iconic jerseys. So it's not a PSG jersey. Got to be careful. But it looked like one. So she was like Marilyn Monroe in a jersey inspired by PSG's away shirt, which I've actually got. So I thought, well, this is meant to be. So I'll share some of those images tomorrow with you.
Yeah, brilliant.
And then so with the characteristics, you said we can, when we unlock our pack, we can pick like how deep does that go? Like the hairstyle, the hair color, skin color, the jersey. Like how much can we create their features? How much is done for us?
Yeah. So you're going to be able to impact the skin tone when you mint. So from my understanding, you're going to be able to select what skin tone you want.
Okay. So hair features now is locked in. It would just be skin tone.
Yeah, because we've also when Top Dog mentioned this to us and said this would be a really good idea. By the way, we can do this, and we aren't seeing anyone else do this. And there's this problem within the space, and maybe you can go some way to addressing that, or at least attempting to. I was like this on the call, going like because I was like, and then Abby from Top Dog was like, Adam, you look like you're confused, and I was like, I am a little bit because I thought that like NFTs once they're minted are supposed to be static in a way. And they're like, yeah, in a way that's true, but you can put this in and allow that kind of variation. So
it's inclusive, well, isn't it? Because you don't see many, like you said, as many non-Caucasian NFTs in the space, do you?
No, exactly. So you've got to think as well. We're not just. I'm always conscious of these type of initiatives when a company does it, because I'm personally suspicious of a lot of companies when they take up these causes and then. Ben and Jerry's are an example. Allegedly Ben and Jerry's treat their staff terribly, right? Really badly. And then you go onto Ben and Jerry's Twitter and they're taking up every social cause possible. And it's like, it doesn't make any sense, guys, So I like to think, we've got a reason for doing this. And it's not just purely because we want to look good. We have a global collector base. So why would we just focus on one demographic, one cohort? It's not because we...
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously an issue, and people want to address that. Of course they do. So do we. But we've also got, we want, for example, we've got a massive audience in Asia, so we don't want just Caucasian-looking NFTs because we've got a massive audience in Asia and in lots of other parts of the world. So that's the thinking behind that.
Will we be able to get a physical card with an NFT, or have you got like the Rumble Kongs you did, where you had to buy it separately? Will we have to pay money to get our NFT into a physical card, or you create a separate set, sort of where it'll be like a box of, or can you buy your own gold-plated NFT?
You're going to be able to buy your own. There may be an opportunity so if you actually go, do you know what? And this is fine, by the way, if you said to us, guys, like I've spent the money on the NFT, I'm not going to buy the physical version of this. I can't afford to do it at the moment. Then I imagine there will be some kind of like opportunities to potentially win a physical version of yours. But yeah, we will have something in place that if you own it, you can come to us and buy one off us, because we did that for Rumble Kongs, and they'll be in the iconic Futera style as well.
So yeah, my idea I was thinking was like, could you have like a basic entry level where it's like a standard, like I know they're not standard, but like the Futera card, and then could there be like a gold-plated premium one, so people then, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
they like $30 or $30 for the basic, but then you could also spend like the $250 on the gold-plated.
I see. So like a base card version of your NFT, and then like a unique, maybe. As far as I'm aware, just tracking back over conversations I've had about this, it's just like the iconic gold-plated one. But
yeah,
I'm sure the guys are going to watch this, and yeah, it's something that we can think about. We can give you different options, because I know not everybody as well. Like, while we're synonymous with the gold-plated, gold-framed plated cards, not everybody digs them. Some people like our base cards more, don't they? They just do. Like,
it gives that option as well. I know that I was super jealous when you dropped the Rumble Kongs. I had a little look onto OpenSea to if I afford to buy an NFT to get the card, but
did you?
Chance. Yeah, no chance.
Yeah, that was an interesting little initiative. I mean, we saw a couple off the back of that, which was nice. But I think then our own NFT project started to really take precedent. But I think there's something in that. Did
you sell many or not?
We sold a couple. As far as I'm aware, we sold a couple, and we got a fair bit of interest. But and I was starting to ramp up the marketing on it, and then our own NFT project started to take. We were like, wait a minute, like so.
That's stopped now, is it? You can't buy any more RumbleCon cards.
You could. I think you could do if you wanted to, but it's not something we're proactively pushing. So if anyone has one, yeah,
there's a lot of I know Steph Curry now owns a couple. I know there's a lot of NBA players getting in it.
I think there's a massive opportunity there. Nifty Slabs, I'll mention them because everyone's going to know who they are. So,
who?
You don't know? Oh, you don't know who they are. Okay, Nifty Slabs.
Oh, no, I think that's what you said. Say again.
Nifty Slabs. I think they're called Nifty Slabs. Have you seen these guys?
No.
Oh, okay, they're doing like physical cards of people's NFTs, basically. But they're not a trading card company. They look nice. They're doing a good enough job, but they're not a trading card publisher. So they're kind of they've seen an opportunity and have taken it. But it seems like it's getting a bit of interest. So maybe it's something us as a business want to look at again, because obviously there are trading cards and then there are Futera trading cards and
there's cards.
As people have been making cards for a long time. So I'd like to think we could do. We did do a good job with the ones we did for the Kongs guys. So
they look quality.
Yeah. Let's look at it. Again. But George, we've not got it. We're not a huge. I say this all the time. We're not a huge organisation. With regards to the personnel that we've got, we're like a little family. We don't have. I don't have like we're not Tops or Panini with hundreds of staff. So we have to kind of like prioritize. But
will you be bringing on? Will you be building up the staff because the project gets bigger and grows?
Yeah, we are. We've grown quite a bit in the past year. I mean, this time last year, I probably did my first conversation with you guys. It might have been. We have grown, Derek, and Gwen's. When I speak to Gwen, she's very, very kind of big on that. Understands we need to grow. We need to get more people in, but it's not. It's about getting the right people, isn't it? The right skill set. Yeah, and that's the challenge. And with us being there's lots. We've got resources. We managed to do a lot from what we've got, but we do also have to prioritize as a business. It's just part of the course, really.
What's the the immediate short term roadmap looking like then for Terry United? Like for the next, say, month, 3 months? What
so I think everything at the moment is geared towards us minting. And I know, I said on Spaces the other night, George is getting one for Christmas, he said, and that the goal is to try and mint before Christmas. We're working really hard on that. Mark's doing crazy hours at the moment, trying to get things sorted. So yeah, we want to get things out before Christmas. So then it's a case of us kind of looking at it and going, right, where are we? Once we mint, how many have we minted? And we're going to take, we've not got any kind of, no, we're not setting ourselves any incredible targets. We're not like, okay, if we don't sell out within 10 minutes, then it's a disaster. Or it's silly like that. We're like, right, okay, let's see where we are. And then we'll go from there. There'll be more detail. The roadmap's kind of changed. Mark's updating the website now, so the roadmap will change. There'll be more added to it. There's information of the whitelist and what have you. So that stuff will be on the website, which is updating hopefully in the next day or two. But in terms of me, Derek, all I'm thinking about at the moment is, right, how can I expose Futera United to as many people as possible? How can we get as many people into that Discord as possible, get engaged, and then let's try and mint it and then see where we are after that. But in terms of the club, we had those lads down, they did their trials, or no, they didn't do trials. They just, we got some footage of them playing football so you guys could see them. We're going to be doing a little bit more of that, I think, over Christmas, and you'll get to know the coach a little bit more and stuff. So on that side, it's pretty much nailed now. And it's just a case of where we are after mint.
On the coaches, this is one that I had. As a coach, how much will the coach get a say? Obviously, if you're getting told you have to play this way and play this person, does the coach know their job is just sort of to follow our instructions? Yeah.
Yeah, they will. They'll. If you're going to be the manager or the coach of Futera United, you're going to be well aware of what the project is.
So say like we're sitting watching the game and they're playing like I say like a low block and we rather them play more like expansive, and then as a NFT holders group we say that, has the coach then got to follow through with?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if that's a decision, if that's say something in that situation, absolutely. You have to do what the community say. You'd
Madness.
have to make the most out of it. The same way as like, well, it's not. I mean, it is obviously a little bit further on, but a manager only has the players that he has at his disposal in like the normal situation. So he can only like play the players that are available to him that the chairman's giving him the finances to pay for. So it's just another restriction that a manager will have to deal with. And if you're the manager of Futera United, that's the whole point. So
like that's the thing. People are trying to explain to people like in the space of another night. I was trying to explain what it is, and it just sounds so abnormal. They don't believe me. I'm like, no, you own a football club, and they're like, no, I've seen someone try that before, but it didn't work. I was like, no, they have the stadium, they have the infrastructure. You'll generally have an NFT, and you will make decisions. Like in the Discord today or yesterday, me and the other guy were discussing the kit, and it's like it's gonna be crazy that we pick the kit that they wear. We pick like the formation or even like the players we want playing. It's trying to explain that because it's so crazy. It's mental. Like it's quality.
I know what you mean. It is crazy.
Is that what you're doing in like your educational videos that you were sort of talking about, and Adam, like you're going to do next week? Is that like just going to go a bit more detail about how all that works, or?
Not yet, Derek. No, that's more like what is an NFT, how to buy one,
right.
Where to buy, how to buy one safely. That's that type of stuff to take the guys that are collectors that don't know on that bit of a journey, really, mate.
Okay.
But there will be more details out on that. It is crazy. It is crazy, but it's and the difference is, I'd say, George, if someone says to you again, I've seen other projects trying to do this and it hasn't worked. You said all the right things there, but another thing I'd say is the difference is we knew as football fans you can't go in and buy a football club and do this in regards to a pre-existing one. You're West Ham, West Ham Ipswich fan, I'm an Evertonian. If like a group of like randomers on the internet purchased them and started making, I wouldn't like that. So you can't do it with a pre-existing football club. You have to build one from the ground up. And the Futera United is built around the community. It's like being involved in hashtag and then saying, actually, I don't want cameras on us. What?
Yeah.
Exactly. Hashtag would have sounded pretty silly. We're going to run a YouTube. You're going to run a football club on YouTube. That's just crazy. 10 years ago. Not now, is it? Perfectly normal now. There's loads of them. So, that's what I'd say to that, mate. And
then with the price, I know on the Spaces the other night, you said it was 0.07 Ethereum. Yeah. And on the website, it's 0.05.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming it's 0.07 just to confirm.
Yeah, Mark needs to update it. This is another nudge to make sure to do that tomorrow.
No. And then will that cover gas fees, or we've got to pay? Will we pay the gas fees?
Pay your gas fees. That's another thing.
Yeah.
That's another thing that we're thinking about at the moment. Like, is this the right time to mint right now? But then it seems like things I've eased a little bit on the gas fees thing. Obviously, with the price, the market's dropped a little bit, hasn't it? So maybe it is. See, we've got 2 minutes left on this, by the way.
No, amazing. Everything. All my questions have smashed. I'm happy. Derek, happy?
And the only question I've got is, what's the timeline for the fan selection box?
Fan selection. Did you get that email, Derek? I sent out. Sent an email out to all customers the other week. Did you see that?
I think I saw one. It's talking about the Man City Wolves headliners. Was it?
Yeah, that was a tweet. I think I did. The fan selection ones now are starting to come back in. Mark was telling me that they look amazing, by the way, like far better than they looked on the visuals. Okay. So again, I think we gave ourselves the target of shipping before Christmas Eve. We said we'd ship before Christmas Eve. We're still on target to do that. So as far as I'm aware, mate, hopefully in the next week you'll start to get them notifications.
Can't wait. What a box that looks. Quality.
Mate, I think you're going to be really happy. I think you're going to be really chuffed with it.
Brilliant. Good stuff. That was it then. That's for me. Brilliant for me. Thank you for your time.
No worries.
Don't forget, check out the Discord. It will be in the description. And sort of don't forget to follow Futera on Twitter and everywhere. Thank you much for your time, Adam. Really appreciate it. And we'll try and look you down in a couple of months once the project drops and we can discuss more.
Let's do that, boys. Thank you for having me. Much appreciated. I won't leave it as long next time.
Cheers.
Have a good night. Cheers.
Bye, boys.
Wow. What a chat.
Good chat.
That was so good to have him back on and just sort of be able to ask questions and get answers and really informative. So yeah, big thanks to Adam for coming on, and I think we'll sort of have a debrief now of sort of what we're looking forward to when it should be coming out,
isn't it? It's all exciting.
Oh yeah, absolutely buzzing for it.
Big decisions around the roadmap. I think like when the minting's going to happen, that's just going to create the buzz they need. I think they're slowly building up the community. I think that first set of minting, the
sort of announcement of when it's coming out. That's what I'm. Get my ETH, my MetaMask, get it ready so that 7-0. Your new signing just scored just to distract us. Nathan Ake.
Has he?
West Ham new signing in January.
He's on his way. Nathan Ake's Crown Blue Army.
That could be Futera United soon, like you said, playing in the I forgot to ask this. Do you know what league they would be in if it's Hong Kong? Because I know the J League.
Not Hong Kong, is it? It's Bangkok, he said. It's Thailand.
Bangkok, yeah.
Whatever the lowest league is in Bangkok, I would imagine.
I forgot to ask that. Bangkok football.
What I forgot to ask was what happened to the team from 2013. How did that end? Or do you know?
See, this is the thing. We have so much, we finish it. I had all my questions written down, ready to go, and they're ones that we just completely forget.
It's exciting. I think
Thai League 3.
Thai League 3. That's the bottom league, is it?
Thai League 3, or the Thailand Regional Championship Community, known as T3, is the third level of Thai football. Exciting.
Imagine though, like the infinite loop you're getting if they do get promoted, and then they end up on So Rare as well. So you've got like
mate,
an NFT that's given controlling players that you've also got So Rare NFTs for that are then giving you So Rare. Like you get caught in like an infinite loop.
It's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna make decisions, make sure I buy all the NFTs. I can make sure we buy my NFTs I got from So Rare.
Quality. I'm excited.
You already got one. So you're like, you can sit back and relax. Whereas I've got to try and get my Ethereum ready and wait for the drop. You can just sit there and be like, yeah, no matter what happens when it drops, I've got one.
Yeah. I'm excited by it. I'm excited like that from what he said about and what I've read about the Top Dog Beach Club. They seem to be obviously switched on in that space and like on the bleeding edge of it all, aren't they? So hopefully they'll steer them to success. So hopefully it's like a long-term relationship.
You can gauge that Adam and Mark are very like this, and they're like sort of like whoa.
Yeah. How'd you do that in reality? Yeah, that's good.
Which is good because it shows that Adam and Mark are very keen and like want to make it the most creative and out there. But it's good knowing that they've partnered with another company so that it's sort of they're like equal, if you know what I mean.
Help make the dream a reality. That's it.
Yeah,
that's good.
Like the storyline is going to be like crazy. Like it's going to be like having an app where like you can wake up and see what your NFT's done. But then like some people that might not be attractive. But then as having a football club, so I like the two worlds sort of mixing. But I hope it's done in a way that it doesn't muddy the water. If that makes sense.
It's like a fifth dimension you've added onto. So you've got like the 3-dimension, fourth dimension of like the actual reality of the football club, and then you've got this other fifth dimension of the virtual metaverse that you can also like influence as well. So it's good. It's another element, isn't it? It makes it more exciting.
That pub chat of going, I own this virtual NFT that allows me to own a football club, but then this NFT also
exists.
Got drunk last night and like it's gonna be quality. It's mad.
Yeah, exciting times, exciting world.
But don't forget to join the Discord, and anyone watching, get on it. Even if you like dubious or wondering what it is, get in the Discord and you can find out, ask your questions, and we can start to build a community where once it drops and mints, we're ready to go.
Yep, exciting times.
But
maybe then we can do that, and then we can take over Everton. That's probably the ambition.
They need a management, don't they?
Sort them out.
You see, Richarlison's injured, isn't he? What a crisis club! My words.
What's going on at Arsenal? They've like taken the captain's armband off. Haven't they? Off what's his name?
Yeah, you know that. That's a ploy. That's a ploy to get him out of the club to move him elsewhere. Bamiyang.
They've dropped him for tomorrow night.
Have they? Not even 18.
Not even selected for the West Ham game.
Andrew Townsend injured as well.
So good.
Shame that Coleman's out as well. No, it's really good. Hopefully get him on soon to sort of talk hobby as well. Because it was good to have Vanna back on. But no, thank you much for watching. It was this Futura special. So if you're expecting sort of that's as much football chat as you're going to get tonight, is that brief summary of that. I think we're recording Saturday from this weekend, so we can go into the Europa League, the Champions League, and have a real football. But tonight is Futura with a sprinkle of football at the end. And no, Will sends his apologies. He's he's on parent duty tonight, as we say. Good stuff. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and let us know what you want to discuss next. Cheers all. Bye.